everybody, and welcome to week one of your first class. In this first discussion, I thought not only would we provide a somewhat interesting topic, because this is a class that covers ethics, so that's what we'll be doing in this first discussion, but also I would show you how to effectively organize a discussion post. You can use this model throughout your entire program. So pay close attention, apply this model, and you will see that it'll really have a positive impact on your grades. So let's go ahead and get started. This is our week one discussion, so we'll click on that. That will take us to our discussion area in the course room. Click on discussion week one, and here you will see that our first discussion is right in front of us here. So let's go ahead, we'll scroll down a little bit. All right, so our assignment here for week one is first off to read the Student Code of Conduct, then find an article that addresses academic honesty as well as plagiarism and/or plagiarism. This is about one of the few times that you will find any old news article or something on the internet that describes a story of someone that had maybe committed plagiarism and the consequences that followed. So I thought this might be kind of interesting way to get off to a start here. So that's our assignment. Now here's how we will organize this discussion post. What we'll do is, first off, always begin your discussions with hello class, hello Dr. Dan, something of that nature, hello whoever the student is, because sometimes students will not do that, and then we have no idea who you're addressing your post to. Even if you respond underneath someone, when you have a long thread, sometimes it's very difficult to see who a student is responding to. So please, you will find throughout this class that you have many items that we cover that you have to remember, and this is one of those. So just make a note of that. Now, as we go through this discussion, what we will do is the first part is beginning with an introduction. So we have over here, hello class, and then in our first paragraph, a brief introduction of what you're planning to discuss. Again, for almost every discussion as well as assignment that you write, begin with some sort of introduction, letting the reader know what the heck you're writing about. Many students will just instantly get into the content. However, we want to transition in and then transition out. So transitioning in begins with an introduction. Then what we will do is we are going to apply what I refer to as a 4 to 5 paragraph model. So the introduction and conclusion is 2 paragraphs, and then the content or body of your discussion is 2 to 3 paragraphs. In this particular example, 2 paragraphs is all we really need. If there's a discussion that maybe you need more information, you need to discuss a few more things, then add another paragraph. So here we have, so in that what will be, in this case, a 4 paragraph model, we have the introduction. Paragraph 2, we're going to go ahead and summarize the Student Code of Conduct and discuss how it relates to our program. Then we'll transition into the topic, into the article that you found. So that'll be paragraph 3. So you'll discuss that article and how it applies to your program and maybe anything interesting that you discovered there. And then finally, in the last paragraph will be our summary. So we'll discuss, we'll summarize, provide maybe another final comment or so, and then we're done. Finally, we have a space. We provide the word references and another space, and then any references that we used to support our comments there. For this first discussion, that's not so critical to support with peer-reviewed literature. That'll come actually already starting next week. But still, the article that you find, you need to cite that. If you take any information, let's say from your text, you need to cite that. So let's go ahead and look at an example that I prepared for you. So what I've done here is I really encourage you to use Word, Microsoft Word, or some other word processing document to type out your discussion response in, then cut and paste it to the discussion board. The reason why is many times if you were to use, let's say, Blackboard like we're using here, and you're typing and all of a sudden the kids are misbehaving, or you need to feed them dinner or whatever it is, and you're off, or me, you might hear my dog once in a while in the background when I make these videos. Right now she's whining back there a little bit. So you might have to leave, and if you do that and you come back, you might find out that the Blackboard timed out and maybe you lose all your information. So that's not a good thing. That's happened to me enough times and it's not fun. So we use Word, and here you can see. So what did I do? I followed the rules that I just pointed out for you. I said hello class. I began with an introduction, including my writing style. I tend to like to either numerically or in other ways, like here, number, if you will, the order of the information I'm going to be describing. So here I state very specifically that I'm going to be describing, in this particular example, the format of an effective discussion, explain why it's important, and then I'll summarize the key points. So that's what I'm basically doing in this video. So I did that in a discussion format instead for you, just to get an idea of how to organize your information. So that's the introduction. Then I go ahead and point out the first part of that is formatting. I also have, you can see here, an article that supports my claims. Then I discuss reasons for that, and then I go into a summary. So there you go. And then finally, if you remember, we need to have our reference list here. So we'll go ahead and type out that. So we got our references. And then, so in this case, the only reference I used, I'll type that in, and I'm not going to type in the whole thing, but that's where I would type in my reference list on the bottom. Now, once you're done with that, you go ahead and you can save that, and we will simply copy and paste that over to our discussion area. So we want to reply to this discussion. We click on reply. Then I'll go ahead and scroll down. Now again, you can type directly into this area, but like I said, I encourage you not to. It's better to use a word processor. Now we can just cut and paste that information in there, press submit, and we are done. We've provided that discussion post. So that's how you effectively create a discussion post, and it's highly organized, it's consistent, it's not too long, not too short. You'll find if you use this method throughout your entire program, you will be very, very successful in your discussions. So thank you very much. Again, this is Dr. Dan, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the classroom as well as in a number of these videos throughout your program.